battle has just begun!
Hello, hello, this is RobotnikIsSexy, and today we are gonna have some body bags! Body bag videos. And they are very good videos. This is actually a tournament match, a Team Aqua tournament match. This is round 2 for me. It took me a long ass time to get this match because, I don't know. I really have no excuses. I should have done this match a long time ago. But anyway, he's going to lead with his frog guy. And I'm going to lead with Scarf Bogtrotter. And yeah, definitely going to outspeed your Frogman because Scarf Bunny is faster than a Noivern, in true fact. But it turns out it isn't a Frogman after all. It is actually Raditz from Dragon Ball Z. So he's going to shoot his Kamehameha at my turtle. I get the switch advantage. It was the best thing I had to deal with Zoroark. I really don't have any defensive Pokemon on this team. This team has actually been kicking tons of ass, hence the body bag upload. But yeah, I don't know, like with the advent of X and Y, it seems like defensive Pokemon just are less of an asset. So I'm gonna go for the you know, clear as day Water Pulse. Definitely very predictable, but you know, I'm in no place to make wild predictions as he goes into his Goodra. I am gonna switch out into Xatu. Even though I was fearing the Thunderbolt, because I would want to get up some screens, and I knew I could live it anyway and roost up, but it just so happens that my opponent goes for Toxic, which I was secretly hoping in the back of my mind, you know, it looks pretty tasty, Toxicing a Mega Blastoise, right? But, yeah. No, definitely expected the Thunderbolt. He goes for Toxic, and that is definitely one Goodra down. You have been hit with a Toxic, you have the kiss of death. You are going to faint in 8 turns. So, what does my opponent do? He goes for 3 Acid Armors, because, you know, I'm not sure he was paying attention in this battle. For more than one reason, because, like, who the hell sets up 3 Acid Armors when they're just gonna die to Toxic? Doesn't make any sense. So I get both my screens up, do have the Light Clay. I stole that Life Clay off of a Golett, and I killed it. So definitely enjoying Xatu with Light Clay. It's pretty good. I mean, you know, as I said, not having a lot of tanky Pokemon, dual screens is definitely very good. So I'm going to U-turn into my Ferrothorn. I noticed that his team does not appreciate Stealth Rocks in the slightest. I mean, first of all, he's got a 1 HP Zoroark, and he's got a Pinsir, which is very obviously his Mega Pokemon, who, you know, once Pinsir goes Mega, he becomes even more weak to Stealth Rocks. So definitely a very, very, very good thing there. So I'm going to get up the Stealth Rocks, and then I think his Goodra just dies, just flat out dies. From the recoil, it took from using Infestation on my Ferrothorn, I was actually yelling at my DS, because I just could not believe my eyes. Because yeah, I mean, I know this is all for Funzy's Facebook Pokemon tournament match, but I was, like, dreadfully nervous coming into this, and I don't know, whatever, I'm on a tangent. So he's gonna go for knockoff. This actually makes sense for 2 reasons. He predicts me to switch out, fearing the high jump kick, and the other reason is he completely blanked on the fact that I had used Light Screen and Reflect. I was completely confident that I could take a high jump kick at full health with a Reflect up. And I stand by that. I think I would have lived, and I would have been able to take him out with a Power Whip, which, let's not forget, Power Whip has 120 base power. Even with no attack investment, it's going to destroy stuff, especially frail things like Mind Shao. So Ferrothorn taking out Mind Shao, definitely want to see that. And then I switch into a Thrash, Aerialate boosted Thrash from Mega Pinsir. Survive thanks to the defensive boost of that 8-turn Reflect. And then he remembers that I have dual screens, because he's like, How did your Diggersby survive? And then when he remembers 2 turns later, it is already too late, because I was able to switch in freely to a Thrash. I mean, had I been critical hit, I would have died, but thankfully that did not happen. Take the Thrash, does a hell of a lot, but still, I can retaliate with the Scarf Return, easily take it out. So that's definitely a very fun combination. Dual screens with a Scarf Diggersby, because not only is my Diggersby going to be able to take your hit, but it's going to outrun your Mega Pokemon with the Scarf. That is just pretty cool. So, finish his Skarmory off with the combination of Water Pulse and Shadow Ball as my Gengar is roared in, and now I'm gonna kind of be a bit of an asshole. I want to preserve my 6-0, even though it would be so easy to just Death Fodder Gengar right here, and then switch in to Diggersby, and then take out Greninja with a super effective U-turn. I was actually a little afraid, honestly, that he would have some kind of unworldly, strange, bizarre, mixed Greninja with the priority Star Water Shuriken, I believe it's called, yeah. Because Water Shuriken at Diggersby's low amount of health actually probably would kill it. So I was a bit afraid of that. I also was being a cheeky bastard and wanted to preserve the 6-0 win for that body bag. So I'm going to switch into a Dark Pulse. I'm guessing... Well, he has a Life Orb, first of all, so he might actually be Modest or Rash, because his hits are doing a tremendous amount of damage. I was hoping that they would do less, but because he has a Life Orb, that is going to equal the death of Malamar. Even with Leech Seed and leftovers, I am not going to recover enough health to take 2 hits. And that's just the way it is, but Bogtrotter the Diggersby comes in here, confident as ever. Those huge pair of testicles just outspeeds you with the Scarf, takes out Greninja like that, and that is going to be the match number 1. And now, for match number 2, this is going to be a very entertaining passerby match against someone called Red. I was avoiding sleep at God knows what time in the morning, and I wanted some goofy passerby battles, so I found this guy who had his message set to 6v6 singles, and I actually looked at his record, and he had a lot of wins, so I was like, huh, this guy looks like he's gonna be tough. So his team, lo and behold, it does look pretty tough. So he's gonna lead with his Scissor, straight away go for Mega. Things are looking pretty rough. Pretty tough and rough. But let's not forget, this is a body bag. He's gonna go for the Sword Dance, and the best thing I have to take any sort of hit, especially a Steel Bullet Punch hit, is Blastoise. Mega Blastoise to be precise, because I get that 120 base defense. So, I'm thinking even with +4 attack, I can take a Bullet Punch, because I am a full health Blastoise who resists Steel, but the first time I ever confuse a Pokemon with Water Pulse happens, and then he hits himself in confusion, and then I am cheering and rejoicing, because Mega Scissor is a big threat. So he sends out his Greninja. Every team has to have a Greninja, and I'm like, I know your game. You have a lot of wins. I know that you know that I know. well, you don't know that I know, but I know that you know that you're going to use Grass Knot, and something you may not know is Grass Knot is a physical contact move, so enjoy that recoil, that Life Orb, Iron Barbs, Rocky Helmet. And I also know that Ferrothorn attracts switch-ins like no other, so I'm going to double out into Malamar because he seems to handle his team pretty well with the Psychic Dark fighting coverage. And yeah, I basically get a free switch into Malamar thanks to my awesome prediction pants at like 4 in the morning, which, how often does that happen? So his Blaziken is actually starting to power up punch, and I am very confused by this. I'm very, very confused. I'm just going to go for the Trick Room, of course. By now you guys should be acquainted with Despair Squid. When he started power up punching, I was laughing. I was laughing to myself. I was probably waking up the house. I was laughing like a maniac because I was like, do you know? Do you know who you are dealing with? Do you know? Do you know, Despair Squid? Do you know what you have done? Do you know what you have wrought? So I'm gonna waste a superpower. I only have 5 of them. I don't have any more PP Maxes, and I don't have like any Pokemiles because I don't Wonder Trade that much. I probably should, but part of that goes with the fact that I absolutely loathe breeding Pokemon, so I don't have a lot of leftover baby Pokemon. Well, I actually do, but then there's the fact of I'm lazy and would rather be battling than Wonder Trading. So, I don't know. I'll get more Pokemiles someday. But, back to the battle. Garchomp is gonna come in. Garchomp, he's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's gonna try to do some damage, try to fish in for a crit. It's, at least you tried, Garchomp. But I actually was getting to a point. I am conserving my superpowers for T-Tar. I want to save 1 PP for T-Tar, which means I'm gonna try and fish for a kill with a resisted Night Slash. And I believe I have +3 or 2? I don't remember. I think I have +3. At any rate, I get a critical hit with the Night Slash. It is a high critical hit ratio attack, so I don't feel too bad about that, although I kinda wonder if that would have KO'd if it hadn't crit. But now Garchomp comes back in. Trick Room is back up. Garchomp saw to it that I was able to set up Trick Room again as he went for that Piddly Stone Edge and then switched out crying, afraid of Malamar's massive girth. Just going to take out Garchomp, and now comes Aggron. I'm going to go for a Night Slash, because Steel does not resist Dark anymore. I knew that it would probably 2-hit KO, but in the back of my mind I was very afraid that he was going to be a Metal Bursting Aggron. But he actually shows me the Head Smash, which this man reserves. He deserves respect. He deserves respect because you have to breed for that shit. You have to breed for Head Smash Aggron. And Head Smash on Aggron is just instant cool points. But anyway, I have 1 superpower PP left, and it's for this guy. I was absolutely just laughing throughout this whole battle, and then I was hoping to get a defense boost because of Contrary. Crunch would give me a defense boost to just be some extra salt on the wound. Doesn't happen, it's okay, just take out Tyranitar with the superpower, and that is gonna be Bodybagged.